What's up everybody, my name is Rick and Rob, and today I wanted to talk about how you build the demonic swordsman. Now, for those of you who know, in a couple of other videos I actually talked about how I built him and the multiple different ways that you can actually build the demonic swordsman. So the current build that I have here is more of a dungeon build. So like I've said in the past, there are two builds, a dungeon build and then an RTA or arena type build. And they vary in a lot of attack, HP, and speed. A dungeon build you'll generally see will be the slowest hero in the team, so that way after your whole team goes and does their thing, the demonic swordsman goes, fills up their attack gauge, and then all of a sudden you get another turn again, hopefully before your enemy actually takes a single turn. This build you have generally on either full attack or then attack wild, and you want to try to avoid speed. I know that this rune has a lot of speed. I just didn't feel like switching all my runes around. I generally have him built more for an arena build. A lot of these runes I actually took off my Spider Queen, but you want attack and then crit rate or crit damage. The most important thing is you really want to get the crit rate up to 100%, because if you look at his passive, Edgeless Epee, I don't really know how to pronounce it, but when landing a critical strike, 70% chance to restore 20% of all allies' energy, may trigger multiple times on multi-hit attacks, ineffective against allies with a similar skill. So having multiple in one team really doesn't work as well as you might think. So I don't really bother with either of these. I think that this skill could potentially be interesting, having him with some other heroes potentially on an arena defense, but this is the general build right here. So you've got a defense break on skill 1, you've got a stun on skill 2, and then skill 3 uses passive. If you scale this all the way up, every time he hits a crit, he's going to be increasing everyone's energy by 20%. Going back to his crit rate, he has about 100%. He has 99% crit rate. It's basically 100. And so you generally want him on either attack, crit rate, attack, or attack, crit damage, attack, depending on your substats. Try to avoid speed to make sure that he's the slowest, but just fast enough to go faster than the other heroes you're going to be facing in dungeons. Now, as for a more PvP based demonic swordsman, what I would suggest is building it a little bit more like this, but different than mine, and I'll show you in a little bit. So you can see we have a lot more HP on this one. We have about 27,000 HP now. We have a lot less attack, a little bit more defense, and a lot more speed, as well as, you know, still maxed out crit rate and everything, and a little bit more hit. So the point of this build of demonic swordsman is more to go first in a team, and then once you are able to go first, it's able to boost everyone else's energy up, allow you to take turn 1, and then get a lot better head start in things like guild wars and arena. This is the way I actually currently have mine built. I just have my runes swapped a little bit from my Spider Queen just to kind of demonstrate them, but this is the build I currently have. And the reason I said not to build it necessarily like this is because what I want ideally is I want a full swift set of my demonic swordsman, and I want it as fast as I can possibly get, because I want him to be going as many times as possible during arena or guild wars, so that way I can really out turn cycle my opponents a lot. Because you can see no matter which skill he's hitting with, he's either doing a defense break or a stun, potentially boosting even more energy if you couple him with things that also stun. And then no matter what, he's hitting twice, so he's always going to be doing the same amount of turn cycling. But with this kind of build, it allows you to really get that edge on your opponent. If you're able to get your demonic swordsman fast enough to where he goes first, you can out turn cycle your opponents by a lot, potentially throw more debuffs on them, get the debuffs off you, throw up more buffs, do really whatever you need to do, and your demonic swordsman is going to be there to constantly help you. Having him built tankier allows him to survive a lot easier. Having a lot higher hit allows him to land his defense break on his first skill, as well as his stun on his second skill. Let's take him into arena and see if I can kind of show this off a little bit. I'm curious. We're going to see if this works. I don't think it's going to, but we're going to find out. I'm definitely using a very odd team right now, but I'm curious if it works. Okay. Got stun, we've got blocking passives on all of them, we've got stuns, we've got a lot that we need. This team is actually doing surprisingly well. I don't think that it's going to work completely. Oh no. So we've got blocking passives, we have stuns, turn cycling, we have strips, heal blocks. In this team, we have a lot of what we really need. And plus, because really everything on this defense is built so slow, it allows us to out turn cycle them to the point where even if they had amazing runes on all of these heroes, there's really not a whole lot they could do. Yeah, so you can see really the point of the demonic swordsman, just kind of sit, turn cycle a lot, and I am surprised that that actually worked. What I would suggest is don't take my demonic swordsman as kind of a staple. Like, this is not how you should be building yours necessarily, because like I said, I really want to switch him to full agile, have him be constantly turn cycling as much as he potentially can, and I think that all around that would make him just a little bit better of a unit. I hope that this video has kind of given you a little bit of an insight of how you should be building your demonic swordsman, kind of how you should use him. Like I said, if you're wanting him to be used in dungeons, you should really go attack, crit rate, or crit damage attack on either full attack runes, or maybe attack and wild, or attack and counter. And then for PvP, I would suggest there's a couple of different things you can do with him. You could do agile wild if you potentially need it, agile focus if you're looking for more debuffs to land, agile and frenzy I think would be a good one because it will allow him to cut in a little bit more, agile counter I think would be a great thing to have on him. Really, a lot of these would work very well. He's a very flexible unit, there's plenty of places that you can use him, and I would definitely suggest that if you have one in storage that you build him. He's a great asset to have in catacombs as well as arena and guild wars. I hope that everybody enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor and wreck that like button as well as the subscribe button down below. If you'd like to join me on Twitch, I am streaming every other day and my link is in the description. I would also like to know in the comments what you guys think. How do you guys have your demonic swordsman built, and do you think that there is anything that I should have included in this? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Later.